Hey everyone, and welcome to reading. We are today working on lesson 21, day 2, Shark Attack. Now, with Shark Attack, we are focusing specifically on safety, and with that, we're talking about chainmail. Now, if you're not familiar with chainmail, you probably didn't do yesterday's lesson, so be careful. Did you learn about chainmail? And if you learn about chainmail, what is it? Hopefully, you say it is chains made out of little tiny loops of steel that you put on your body to protect you against getting punctured by sharp objects such as shark teeth. Now, when we're talking about shark teeth, we're talking about big old sharks that come in and they bite down, and their sharp teeth will pierce our skin. And when it pierces our skin, it causes serrations or cuts using their teeth that dig into our flesh, right? And when you wear chainmail, the chains, they actually block the sharp teeth from being able to get through. And all you can then feel is the pressure from the shark bite. You just don't feel the cut. The cut does not happen, but you will still feel the pressure of the bite. So today we're going to be dealing with this, and we're going to be finding facts, definitions, and details. Pretty simple, but a little tough because you have to go back into the book. So that's the hardest part, is having to go back to the book. So I'm going to walk you through that process, but I'm on pages 32 and 33. 32 is here, 33 is here. We might even dip into page 34 and 35 with this lady Valerie Taylor and how she wore the suit and got bit on purpose by the sharks, which we learned yesterday. So make sure that you know what yesterday's lesson was and you completed it already. Day 1, lesson 21. So if you did not do that for some reason, make sure you do it first so you know a little bit about this. First, it says, read the chart below and remind yourself about the facts, definitions, and details. So let's learn about facts, definitions, and details. So what we're considering here is that we know that a fact is something that can be proven. Now, proven means that there's data to prove something that happened. So I went to the store yesterday. Well, that's just a story right now. It doesn't mean anything. How can you prove it? Well, I have a receipt right here, and the receipt shows that I went to the store yesterday because it has the date on it. So that's proof that I went to the store yesterday. And that's what we're talking about when we say facts. So we're talking about something that can be proven with some sort of video, photo, data, numbers, something that shows that this actually occurred and that it is real. Next, we have a definition. A definition is explaining the meaning of a word. Can you guess what today's word's going to be? Chainmail. Now, chainmail is something that oftentimes we might say, like, I don't get it. Why does it say chain mail? Because we consider mail to be like you going out to your mailbox. No, we're not talking about going to your mailbox. We're talking about things that a knight would have worn when he was jousting on the back of a horse, and he's getting ready to get jousted, or he's getting ready to get stabbed with a sword, and he wears this chainmail so it keeps him from getting pierced by the sword or the jousting stick. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about chainmail. Pretty tough stuff. Then finally, we're talking about details. And in this situation, we're saying that it's information given as an example, and it tells more about a topic. So when we're talking about the topic, we're talking about safety or chainmail, and we're talking about sharks. So safety when you're wearing chainmail to protect yourself against sharks. So the details in that would be in the story. So we're going to look for these things. We need to find a definition of chainmail. We need to find details that support it. And we also need to find facts. Can it be proven that it's helpful? Well, we're going to find out right now. So let's get ready to rumble. We're going to dig in on using facts, definitions, and details to write a paragraph answering this question. So use your digital read aloud or your print copy. As you can see, I have my digital read aloud here, and I have it open to pages 32 and 33 and 34 and 35. So that's all about chainmail. So as we go into this, you should take this moment to click this link, click the little button here that comes up, and go to that link so you can follow along. I'll have it up on my screen as well, but you might be working at a different pace than me. So let's dig in. Based on the information in Sharks and Safety, pages 28 to 35, explain how chainmail diving suit keeps people safe from shark attacks. So can we break this down for a second? Because it is a lot of information in this one sentence. So based on this chapter, okay, pretty simple. Based on the pages that I just showed you, 32, 33, 34, and 35, we need to explain how chainmail keeps people safe from shark attacks. So all we are doing is proving or explaining that chainmail is keeping people safe from shark attacks. That's it. We're using the proof from the book, Shark Safety, and that's pages 32 to 35. They said 28 because that's the whole chapter. We know that we're only focusing on where chainmail is discussed, and that is on pages 32 and 30 to 35. So record your fact, definition, and detail here. I'll be helping you through this, but I do want you doing some of the heavy lifting. So first of all, who invented it? So let's talk about who invented chainmail. So when we go back here, it says, where's she at? 32. Divers who dive for sport usually study when around the water, face to face with the sharks. Some carry spear guns and bang sticks. All right, we talked about bang sticks yesterday. Here we go. Valerie and Ron Taylor developed a new idea. These Australian filmmakers were well known for their underwater photography, but it's dangerous work. Valerie has the shark bites to prove it. So we know that Valerie has been bitten by sharks before as a photographer in the ocean. So that brings us to, on a dive trip, she noticed a crew member wearing some stainless steel mesh gloves, the ones in the picture, to clean fish, and that was to keep his hands safe while cleaning fish. This gave Valerie and her husband an idea. Why not make a whole diving suit out of chainmail to protect the divers from the sharks, like chainmail suits worn by knights? So, who invented it? Come on back up here. It wasn't just Valerie. It was Valerie and Ron Taylor. Well, they have the same last name, so most likely they are a married couple, is what I'm considering. So I come back over here. Who invented it? So I'm tapping on the box, and I'm going to put Valerie and Ron. Let me see. Did I spell Valerie wrong? Valerie. Yeah, I did. I don't have any Valeries in my family. There you go, Valerie. Valerie and Ron Taylor. So Valerie and Ron Taylor, and that doesn't tell me anything yet unless if I say invented chainmail. So you should have this typed into your box. And that is the first question that we have on that box for fact. Where did they get the idea? So coming back, where did they get the idea? They got the idea from a crew member wearing stainless steel mesh gloves to protect his hands while cleaning fish. A crew member was wearing stainless steel mesh gloves to clean fish. So now we're getting to this idea of what chainmail is, where it was invented, and how they got the idea. Now, how did they test it? What did they do to make sure that it was going to work? We need to read a little bit further. So they made a suit out of 400,000 tiny steel rings. But to test the suit, someone had to wear it in the water. Someone had to make the sharks bite. The Taylors carried out a test dive off the coast of California. Raw chunks of fish were dumped into the water to attract the sharks. Valerie Taylor zipped up the chainmail suit over her regular dive suit and then dived into the water among the raw chunks of fish. Soon, several sharks darted in. Valerie waved a bleeding fish close to her body, baiting the sharks to bite. Suddenly, a shark chomped down on Valerie's arm. She was startled, but not hurt. The shark bit her over and again, all over her body. It was frightening, but the shark's teeth could not get through the mesh. So when it says, how did they test it? We don't want to give too much information here, but we do want to say what they did. Valerie wore the suit and made a shark bite her arm and body. That's how they tested it. So let's write it. Valerie wore the chainmail suit and had a shark bite her over and over to see if it would protect her. So that's how they tested it. Next, it says, what is it? What are we talking about? Chainmail. What is chainmail? So chainmail is, and let's see, it says stainless steel rings. Does it tell us where? Yeah, okay, here you go. Stainless steel mesh gloves. And they take the stainless steel rings to make the suit. 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings. There you go. So there you go. What is it? Chainmail. You might be pausing this. That's fine. If you're pausing because I'm typing too fast, I'm moving too fast, I apologize. I'm just trying to get through it with you, and I want to make sure I'm giving you all the support you need. But, pause it so you can get caught up. Chainmail is a, how could we say it? If you have a sentence and you're typing right now, that's awesome. I'm just thinking, what is it? All right, so we're definitely going to say it's a suit. And we could just say this whole sentence. It's a suit made out of 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings. I think that's the definition of what a chainmail suit is a suit made of 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings. Now, I love this idea because I want to talk about stainless steel. They use stainless steel because stainless steel rusts a lot less. If you've ever looked at like metal that was sitting outside and it gets that orangey red color, brownish color, and it's flaky and it's kind of sharp sometimes, that's due to oxidation, which is when the sun and rain hit the metal and it wears down on the metal. Stainless steel is a type of steel, and just like its name, it's stainless. It does not rust as easy. And especially going into the ocean where it's salt water really eats away at metal, iron, steel. But stainless steel is much more resistant to rust and stains. There you go. So that's why they use stainless steel rings, so that the suit would not become rusty over time. Then it wouldn't be protective at all. So what is chainmail suit? Chainmail suit is made of 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings. That's the definition of chainmail. And that brings me to the final part, which is detail. How does it work? What is it made of? Well, here we go. I guess chainmail, we should say something about what it does. If we're saying what is it? Chainmail is a suit made of 400,000 tiny stainless steel rings that does what? That protects what? People or divers from shark attacks. Hopefully that's what you were saying while I was thinking it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just sounding like a weirdo. Sometimes I feel like Dora. You ever watch Dora the Explorer? She's like, so which way should I go? Yeah, right. That's where I'm going to go. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that when I'm talking to a camera. But I know you're out there. So thanks for watching the video and being with me. Here we go. The detail. How does it work? How does chainmail work? Now, this could get really detailed, but what we want to know is that it is protecting them, but how is it protecting them? So it was frightening. The teeth could not get through the mesh. So the suit had worked. This is where we're looking at. So it says the shark bit her again and again all over her body. It was frightening, but the shark's teeth couldn't get through the mesh. So that's how it works. The steel rings are tiny, so the shark's teeth can't get through the mesh. So when we're thinking here, we're saying that the shark's teeth are too big to get through the little mesh. So it's like really tight uh, links together. And when the shark tries to bite, he can't get his teeth through the links. So he can't chomp down through the links. So it's the mesh, the steel is stopping their teeth from getting through. What is it made of? The suit is made of stainless steel. Now we put that up here in the definition as well. Totally fine. Delete the blue text and fill in the blanks. What they're saying is down here in this part, there's a paragraph. We're going to bring our information from up here and put it down here. Now, copy and paste is your best friend here because you don't have to retype everything because you can utilize what you've already typed and then just edit. So that's what we're going to do here. So delete the blue text from here and put the information in is what they're saying. Fill in the blanks to write your paragraph below. Make sure sentences start with capital letters, sentences end with punctuation, and your sentences make sense. So when you read them, they make sense and you're not being repetitive with your words. There are many different types of equipment designed to keep people safe from sharks, but the most useful one is the chainmail suit. A chainmail suit is now we're going to input our definition here. Now they already said a chainmail suit is Now up here we say chainmail suit is so we're going to take the rest of it and I'm right clicking. As you can see, it brought up the whole list here. Copy. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click on this part where it says definition. I'm highlighting definition because I'm getting rid of definition. And I'm going to input my definition here. Paste. Bang. Check it out. Now my only problem that I have is I had to bring my period back up. My second problem is it's blue. It's fine that it's blue. You can leave it blue. Or if you wanted to change it, you could highlight this whole thing and you could change it with this little text color button and you could change it to black to make it so it matches. But if you want me to see what you did, maybe you keep it blue. It's easier for me to find. Next, facts. So we have a bunch of facts. You could pick one fact. You could put a bunch of facts. Now we made complete sentences, so that works out really well. So we're going to put them in the facts area. So Valerie and Ron Taylor invented chainmail. A crew member was wearing stainless steel mesh gloves to clean fish. What does that mean? What is this answering? A crew member, who cares if a crew member was wearing it? What does that, how does that have to do with the chainmail? If you're saying they got the idea because that's what we're looking for. They got the idea because a crew member was wearing stainless steel mesh gloves to clean fish. Now, see this where it says, where did they get the idea? That's restating the question, which I should have started with, and I didn't. So check it out. They got the idea because a crew member was wearing. So that's a complete thought for that question. How did they test it? How did they test it? Well, we didn't start that one off correctly either. They tested the suit. Tested the suit when Valerie wore the chainmail suit. I'm going to take suit out because that's repetitive. We already said suit. They tested the suit when Valerie wore the chainmail and had a shark bite her over and over to see if it would protect her. Perfect. So this is our facts. These are our facts. We have 3 facts that we're going to bring down. Now you're going to notice that it's going to kind of mess up our paragraph, so we're going to fix it up. So I just copied it. Now I'm right-clicking over this, and I'm going to paste it. Now my only problem is, see how it messed up my paragraph? So I'm going to backspace, backspace. I see that right here. You can't see where I'm pointing. I'm pointing at where my icon is blinking. I don't have any space between my period. I always like to put two. I'm sure your parents were taught two spaces as well. News, they stopped doing two spaces and now they tell us to do one. There you go. I still like to do two, but that's just habit. So here we go. We have our facts, we have our definition, and now we're going to add a detail. So the details that we have are how does it work and what's it made of? Well, the steel rings are so tiny. It works because now, how does it work? It works because, and that's restating the question. Make sure you do that each time. What is it made of? The suit is made of stainless steel. There you go. So we're going to copy this. I highlighted it. I'm copying. I'm bringing it down to the detail. I'm highlighting and I'm pasting. Now you can see that I'm going to have to bring this sentence up because we had that space. I'm pushing space bar twice to separate my period. And guys, we've done it. We've made a paragraph using a bunch of information from a text. Whoa, that was a lot. But you did it. I'm impressed. As long as you caught up. If you didn't catch up yet, pause this video, catch up, and then unpause the video. Final thing, paint the paragraph. The topic sentence is this part. It tells us what this paragraph's going to be about. This paragraph's going to be about a new equipment called Chainmail suit that keeps people safe from shark attacks. I'm going to make that green. You're going to go to the background paint. Where's the background? Oh, highlighter. We're just going to highlight it green. Bang. So all I did was highlight it. Then I went up here to the highlighter and I'm going to highlight it. Green. Boom. Next. Definition, fact, detail. My definition, my fact, my details. Boom. I'm going to make them pink. Blow. Just like that. And finally, your conclusion, the last sentence. It concludes your whole paragraph. Chainmail suits are very useful in keeping divers safe from shark attacks because of all this cool stuff I set up here. That's why. And it says, make this one green. Bang. Bang. Done. That's it, guys. You did it. Turn that sucker in. Palm it.